Oh my gosh, all of the dish that needs to be dished out and told is here. I know
Hmm.
that our viewers have been waiting patiently for today's episode, August 19th. Scott, we have major breaking news live from Idaho and California. So I'm like,
Yes.
where? I think we need to like save your photos for a minute. So,
Yeah.
anybody that has not caught a recent episode, you may be a little bit lost for a moment, but we're going to catch you up to speed.
Hmm.
So, announcement number one, Scott got married.
Yeah. I got married over the weekend
You got
on
married
Sunday. On Sunday.
Sunday,
Yeah.
2
Sunday,
days ago.
August, 2 days ago. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
were just telling me backstage
Yes.
that you got married in the Santa Barbara courthouse, which is sounds amazing.
Oh,
And
yeah. It's one of the most beautiful buildings you've ever seen. It's this old Spanish style courthouse, but it's probably like three levels, and then there's like a tower that's, I don't know, probably like 60, 80 feet high, and you have a 360-degree view of Santa Barbara. It's stunning. It's a tourist attraction in Santa Barbara. If you ever go to Santa Barbara, go to the courthouse. You'll just be in awe of the architecture and the intricacies of the artwork and the beauty of the grounds, the trees and the grass, and it's just so picturesque. And Santa Barbara, as long as this courthouse is like, it takes up an entire city block, and it's an L shape. And so if you are getting married, as long as you're on the outside of the L, and there's a lot of space between the building, which is an L, and the street, if you're in that outside area, you can take up, there's about 7 designated areas where you can just walk up and get married 24/7, 365. Just come on up, say your vows. As long as you don't set up any chairs or have more than 15 people. uh you know they there was a group actually that got married before us that had like 25 people, and we're like, they're not following the rules. So yes, I am sun kissed, absolutely. We spent some time at the beach yesterday. We were in the ocean, maybe a little too long in the sun, but I feel good. It was great. But you know, so we had this group in front of us. They had a few more people than they probably should have, but as soon as they cleared out, we moved in. It's right next to this incredible tree, like this amazing tree. And yeah, you can walk up and get married for free. They do have an indoor venue that we looked at. It's only $700, but uh, you have to keep the door open at all times, and we didn't really like that. And then there's a big courtyard sunken garden area, which you can rent that out and put chairs there. It's $1,200, which is still pretty reasonable. You could have a wedding of over 100 people. But yeah, it was a really small group. It was about 15 of us, and Gabrielle and I wrote our vows. My friend married us. We had everybody stand in a circle around us, and when we were exchanging the rings, everybody was holding hands. And when my friend said, you may now seal this bond with a kiss, my 12-year-old nephew said, "Yay!" It was just the cutest thing. Gabriella was like, I think that was my favorite part of the wedding. It was just like so spontaneous, and it's not like he even meant to do that. It just like, kind of came out of him. He was so excited for us, and it was so sweet. Um, but it was just a very special weekend, special time with family. Um, Very, very special.
mhm.
And then we got to go to the Cracker Barrel. So,
What they don't know yet is there are photos. And
oh yeah,
I'm pulling the
yeah,
photos up here in just a moment. The other late
yeah,
breaking news today is Scott and I now have the same microphone.
yes. Doesn't Elisa sound great? She sounds like she's a radio host now instead of in a tin can. Yes.
I know. I don't know what took me so long, but I think it was last week off the
I mean, you
air.
sound like a radio host. It's like your whole voice is different. It's just like, this sultry, soothing. Yes. I love it.
So last week I was like, "Hey, Scott, so what microphone do you use?" And so he was kind enough to send it over,
Of
and
course.
I'm like, I have to order this now. Fingers crossed, I can figure this out, like how to set it up. So took a chunk of time today to just make sure everything was working and I could hear everything. And so yeah, we have matching microphones, courtesy of Scott going first and buying it and telling me it was good. So that's why I sound better. So we're
Yes.
official. We're like really
Mm,
official now with the show. Oh,
absolutely.
Michelle is saying that my voice carries better. Ah, yes.
Yes. Oh yeah. It's you sound so much better than before. Yeah.
It's about time. It's
there
about time.
there are.
Yeah, maybe.
Ellen, yes.
So you're going to have to give us the play by play, and then we're going to get into the astrology and the
Yeah,
news headlines.
so
So
we
this
got married
is,
on
yeah.
Sunday. We went out to lunch afterwards. We had a celebratory lunch with everyone who was there. And then Gabriella and I went out to dinner with her mom, her dad, her stepmom. Sunday night, we hung out with them on Saturday night too. That was kind of a big deal also because it was the first time that Gabriella's mom and stepmom were meeting. So there was a little tension from Gabriella before that, but everything went really smooth. Everyone was cordial and friendly. And then yesterday we got up, we went to breakfast. Gabriella and I, we stopped at the beautiful Butterfly Beach in Montecito and lied out in the sand. As you can tell, we went into the ocean. We're surrounded by a bunch of college kids in thong bikinis and playing beer pong and that kind of stuff. But it was a beautiful, perfect day. Then we got in the car and we drove to Cracker Barrel in Camarillo, California. Yes, there I am in Cracker Barrel.
We have a
Yes,
few photos to share.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, Cracker Barrel is actually, we talked about it a lot on the over the weekend. Gabriella's parents had a lot to share about that because Gabriella's mom is from Paducah, Kentucky, Dukentucky, as Gabriella called it when she was a kid, and she would always go down there with her mom and her family and to visit her grandparents. And apparently, there's a Cracker Barrel in Paducah, Kentucky, and it's a big deal. So every time she would go down to Dukentucky with the fam, they would take her to Cracker Barrel, and her grandpa would say, "Pick out a toy," and so she would. So it was very nostalgic for her to be there, very emotional for her to be there, and I gotta say, Cracker Barrel is a special place. I anyone who's knocking on the Cracker Barrel, I don't get it because like Gabriella, she said you could tell it's a place it's curated. It's very intentional. Like there's a lot of thought and care that goes into the products that they have in their shop. It's not just like some haphazard just whatever junk we're going to try to sell people coming off the road. There's a real sort of theme to this place. It felt really special.
Mhm.
Yes.
I could tell by your photo shoot that you had a lot of fun. So here you are with the sunflowers,
Yes.
and
There's
there's a variety of
me
poses
and
with you.
Dolly's custom and it's like we have these cast iron pans by Lodge or Lodge. It's quality stuff. It's not trash. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
California. I wanted to get the California T-shirt in the background there. At the Cracker Barrel. That there are Cracker Barrels in California. Yeah, I thought that hat was funny. So
Not gonna hold my horses. Is that what it
yeah,
says?
yeah, exactly. Not gonna hold my horses. It's kind of funny. I was really impressed by this, like the all the different types of soda pop that they had there. Just like all the unique brands, like sarsaparilla root beer or something. It's like bazooka gum soda pop. It's like really kind of nuanced and special. Yeah, that
What
was a
is
little
this?
Loge pan with the Cracker Barrel emblem on there. Me playing hide and seek with the audience. Yep, there's me inside. Such an amazing place. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
here's you and
There's a yeah,
Gabriella.
yeah. We got to sit on the rocking chairs and listen to the music. Gabriella was singing. They played a Shania Twain song that that her dad loved, and it really brought back a lot of memories for her. But the song is like da da na 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 na. Uh, so that was the song we were listening to.
She is so
Um,
pretty. I love that
yes.
we can show her photo on the show.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just
Yes,
like
I asked her.
Andrea
I was like,
says.
"Would you
Yeah.
mind if?" Yes, yeah. She's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Hmm.
She's a Libra, and that's the sign of beauty. So she's just a natural beauty. Yes, indeed, indeed, Jax. Yes.
Yeah, she really is beautiful. She's getting a lot of nice comments in the stream. So,
Amazing,
yeah.
amazing.
Oh, I think we've got one
Yeah,
more in here. Let's see what it is.
yeah,
Oh, and the
yeah.
finale. You in front of Cracker Barrel.
Yep, I did it. So much fun. So
We're
much fun.
proud
It
of
was a
you.
great way to end our weekend in paradise in Santa Barbara. It was a stop off at the Cracker Barrel. We bought some Cracker Barrel fudge,
Oh.
peanut butter and chocolate fudge. We bought and we got a Loge or a Lodge, whatever the company's called, for the cast iron pan. It's like
Mm.
it was like a rub that to get the rust out of the pan. And even when I bought that and went to the cash register, the lady at the cash register was like, "Oh, I've never even seen this before. This is cool." I was like, "Yeah." So
Even you're finding
mm,
buried treasure at the Cracker Barrel. Okay.
exactly. No, it was
Yeah.
awesome. And so I want to thank everyone for all the well wishes and congratulations and support and encouragement. And it was really fun for me to tell this story to Gabriella and her parents and her stepmom. They were all still Gabriella understood it more, but the parents were still a little more confused, even after I explained it. They're like, "So why are you going to a Cracker Barrel?" And I'm like, "Well, on Tuesdays I do a live show on YouTube with my friend who's a psychic, and she went to a Cracker Barrel one day and talked about it, and I had never heard of it, and all the people in the chat were saying, 'You've never heard of a Cracker Barrel? You've never been to a Cracker Barrel?'" And so, yes. Exactly. Oh yeah,
Mm.
I got the pics, and that was just 9 pics. I got literally probably like 30 or 40 pics because I took so many pictures because I wanted to get the perfect shots. So
Hilarious. Hilarious. We
yes.
love it. We love you for taking those photos and for
Mm,
Gabriella for participating. And yeah, I think of us as a family here,
yes.
and all of our viewers that join us, whether it's live or the replay, like they're part of our extended family. And I think that
Absolutely.
that's a big part of why we do this show is so that we can be real, that we can talk about life and what's happening and how to work with it. And, frankly, a lot of the astrology and shows that we've done lately, they have a bit of a serious tone and an intensity to them.
Mm,
And so I think that when we can come on and talk about these milestones and things that are working and things that are going right, I think that that's awesome. And we encourage everybody that joins, whether it's live or in the replay comments, like share your updates with us. Like, what's going on in your life that you want to celebrate? Like, let's have these silver lining moments because there's always one. We just have to look for it sometimes. But with this, we knew it, we saw it, and we have the photos to prove it.
hmm. Amen.
Yeah. We have a few people that have asked this. Did you end up
Yeah.
sitting down and ordering food there, or was it the
No,
fudge? Okay.
no, we just the fudge. We didn't stop and get anything to eat because we by the time we got there, we spent so much time at the beach, and by the time we got there, we had dinner plans with her dad and stepmom back in LA, and we needed to get back, so we didn't have time to stop and really eat and be there for too long. So it was a quick. We were there for maybe 15-20 minutes, and reminisced. Gabriella's, reminisce. She's like, "This is what I would have bought when I was, this toy, has really brought back a lot for her."
Yeah.
So it
I
felt
love it.
it was really kind of special. So I guess I got to thank the audience here for even bringing this up, because Gabriella's grandparents have since passed away, and her grandma actually just died earlier this year. She was 99 years old,
Wow.
and so they weren't able to be a part of the wedding in the physical form, but going to the Cracker Barrel afterwards, the day after, really reconnected Gabriella to her grandparents and some of the special memories that she has with them
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on her wedding weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think there's something special about Cracker Barrel. And I think a lot of families have connections to that restaurant. So I'm glad that you and Gabriella were able to incorporate that into, memories as a new married couple. So I
Yes.
love it. I love
Mhm.
it. We're going to pull up the astrology chart now and start diving
Mhm.
into this.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to mention, as folks know on YouTube, that there is this ranking of our top fans today in this live stream. Jax is number one. Uh, we have Cookies Girl as number two, and then we have a ton of people in the third spot. So
Oh, really? I
comment.
mean, Ellen's like commenting a ton. I feel like she's gunning for number one. But yeah, I
Let's
see
see.
cookies. It's a battle. It's a battle here. Yeah.
It's getting real up here in
Yeah.
the YouTube community. All right. So I
Hmm.
know that folks watching this, you can't really make out what's happening in this chart, but Scott makes these charts by hand. So
Yes.
we wanted to at least show representation of what this energy is and just kind of a
Hmm.
glimpse as to what this looks like. There's a lot going on. Everybody that's on your email list or subscribes to you on Substack, they would have gotten the article you just put out about the Sun in Leo, trine Chiron, and retrograde in Aries, the eighth and final time till 2068. I know that's a lot of words, and especially for those of us that are newbies with astrology, what does that mean?
Well, we've been in this cycle, for the last 8 years. So you got to go back to what was 8 years ago. It's like 2018. That was the first time in 43 years or so that the sun in Leo aligned with Chiron in Aries. And then it's happened subsequently every year until then, all the way to right now. It's happening today or yesterday. It was yesterday, but we're still feeling it today. And when you think of Leo, it's fixed fire. It's ruled by the lion, the king of the jungle. Aries is cardinal fire. It's ruled by the ram, that is establishing dominance to lead the herd. So Chiron in Aries is, oh, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Great to see you here. Is, Chiron in Aries is bringing up that fear to our insecurities. It's bringing up an awareness to our insecurities or fears that we may have. Leo, the sun in Leo, because it's a fire connection, it's a trine, it's a supportive aspect that is encouraging you to open your heart, to really shine your light, what makes you unique, to be authentic in the face of those fears. It's like I think about even Gabrielle and I this weekend. We felt like the wedding was perfect for us, and it felt so special because we just did things our own way. There wasn't a lot of fanfare. To like my mom asked me, what are you gonna wear? Like, what's the attire? And I'm like, I'm wearing a button down linen shirt and some linen pants and sandals. But Mitch, my mom's boyfriend, I was like, he needs to be in black tie. So I was just joking, but because he doesn't like to be told what to wear. But it's like, it's casual, just feel good in whatever you're wearing. And it just looked good. Everyone was very relaxed. I felt it was unique for us to do that circle around us instead of everybody over here and we're like at the front of the church or that sort of thing. Nobody was walking Gabriella down the aisle. And it just played out perfectly for us. And I think that's part of that Sun in Leo trine Chiron in Aries, because we were just expressing our hearts in what felt good to us, and in the face of any fears or insecurities that we may have over the judgment of other people and what they may think. And there was no judgment.
Yep.
Everyone was supportive and loving, and it was great. And I think that's what this energy is about. And this is the conclusion here. This is the final time that this is happening until 2068. So if you're
Ooh.
feeling afraid about anything, if you're feeling insecure about anything, check in with your heart and move forward towards that fear courageously. Run towards your fear.
You know what this reminds me of? And I love your example about your wedding and how you did it because that's what you wanted to do and you just faced, whatever judgment may come, which you didn't have any, but you did it in this courageous way. It reminds me of a reminder somebody said to me the other day. I guess calling out a negative comment that I had. And what the call out was about was like, turn it into something positive. Because I didn't even like really realize that I was saying something that was negative. I don't even remember what it was about. It was something just kind of fleeting. And I thought, wow, why is it that I'm being pessimistic about this thing? And so even as you say that, I'm reflecting here in the moment. And I encourage our viewers to do the same. What is it that you feel like you have been maybe feeling guarded or less vulnerable about? Because I know sometimes I'll go to the negative if I'm trying to protect myself from something I don't want to go bad, but who knows, maybe it could go bad. And so I get into a little bit of a pessimistic gear because I'm trying to protect myself from something that may or may not happen, right? And so
Yes.
I think that's a good reminder for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. I love when you bring up like vulnerability, and it's like protecting you from that vulnerability, but the lion is not a vulnerable creature. And so you're being given the power to step forward and be in that vulnerable space courageously. Yes, run towards your fear. Exactly. Exactly. So
Such a
how did you deal with that, Delisa? What happened with that situation?
I usually just when that happens, because the same person has said it a couple of times to me.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, oh, they're picking up on something I'm not seeing in myself or I'm not as aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, as we're talking about this live on the air, I'm having that reminder of why am I saying the negative things sometimes? And it's because I'm guarding my heart.
Yes.
And so this is a perfect astrology transit aspect to talk about because I think
Mm-hmm.
we're all being reminded of when we may be holding our heart too tightly or we're not thinking the best or being optimistic because we're afraid if we are optimistic that we're somehow jinxing it. Or we're
Right.
like, oh, if I'm too positive about this, or if I talk about this in a great way and I get too excited, the universe is going
It's
to
not
yank
going
it
to
away.
happen. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. I
Hmm.
like to remind everyone, well, my perspective is that, Leo rules the heart, and there's nothing stronger than an open heart, because it takes strength to open your heart. It takes strength to allow yourself to be vulnerable. The lion isn't hiding in a cave. The lion is bold and proud. It has that big mane. It's not quiet. It's not subtle.
Yeah. Jax is
Yes.
agreeing.
Yes. Hmm.
Ooh, that's why we talk about this stuff because
Exactly.
a lot of us are experiencing some of the same patterns or themes or, you know, Uh, maybe you're recognizing this story in yourself too as we're talking about it. So thanks, Jax,
Yes.
for bringing that up too. Okay, well, we got to talk about the sun and new moon in Virgo
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a big
because
one.
this is
Yeah.
the first of two that's
Mm-hmm.
coming up.
Yep.
And there's also the sun square Uranus that's part of that new moon story. So it's kind of, isn't it rare to have two new moons in the same sign? Like, talk to us about what the heck's going on here. Because one's an eclipse,
Exactly.
right?
Is it?
I think,
Yeah, it might be.
I
Yeah,
think so.
exactly. The
Yeah.
second one.
Uh
The
huh.
second one is going to be the eclipse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, super intense then. You add the eclipse issue, the eclipse aspect to it as well. But, the thing that just gets me is like looking at the history of how many times, like how often has this happened? When has this happened? What was similar to what was going on in the previous times to now? The last time this happened was 2006. The time before that was 1987. Before that, 1968, 1949, 1930, and then 1854, 1835, and 1824. So this is the ninth time in the last 200 years that there have been two new moons in Virgo. So, when you think about it, Virgo is mutable earth. It's ruled by Mercury, the planet of the mind. And so, during these periods of two new moons in Virgos, themes appear around communication, information, health, and purification. Virgo is the sign that represents health because the Virgin is about purity, it's about perfection. So it's about maintaining that perfect bill of health. It's also about work and organization. It's about focusing on the structure of your daily life. Um, and then, systematic cycles and responses. It's like this is during these periods, like old architecture has collapsed and new forms rise.
Mm.
So, um, you know, I I don't know how deep you want me to get into the weeds with like the historical stuff. Anyone can go and check out the Substack article or listen to the podcast, and I talk about it there. But basically, the way that I'm looking at this is with the new moons, the next two new moons bookending in Virgo. I think it provides such a really special or unique opportunity for us to get our lives in order. And I really just think about it in terms of myself with like being a father. And, Gabriella is going to be having two babies in, like 2.5 months or so. Like, what is it? It's like September, October. Yeah, like 2.5 months. So September is going to be a month of really getting my life in order. So when you think about Virgo, Virgo is about the details. So see the new moon at 0 degrees is setting your intention to pay attention to what you're doing from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. What are you doing during the day? What are you putting into your mind? How is it affecting your body? What are you putting into your body? How is it affecting your mind? It's about creating new routines. And then when you think about the connection to Uranus squaring the new moon in Virgo, because Uranus is at 1 degree in Gemini, mutable air, squaring the new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees in mutable earth, that creates tension over maybe there's something about the way you're living your daily life that needs to go through some sort of radical revolution where you've learned something from, be open to learning something from someone else or from other people that could radically change your daily life in a positive way. And then over the next 30 days, you sort of implement these changes. And then by the time you get to the next new moon, which is actually opposite Saturn in Pisces, it's about releasing what didn't work and refining what did, and then making a new plan moving forward.
I just hear our life getting upgraded. It's like, yeah, I see like plastic containers in my mind's eye.
Mm.
Like, how are we going to organize things, like you said? Uh, yeah, September is what? That's a 9 in numerology. Maybe somebody knows numerology better than me, but I would think the
Mm.
9 month would be some
Mhm.
kind of 9 energy, which
Yeah.
could be endings.
Mm-hmm.
And so that thought around what isn't working anymore? What is it that
Mm.
I want to reorganize or um, redo in a way that feels more aligned with where my life is headed?
Mm.
So just feels like there's going to be, the word I keep hearing in my ears psychically is shuffling. That there's going to be a lot of shuffling in September. So knowing that and knowing we have big eclipse energy coming up, which we'll talk about as we get closer to that, but
Mhm.
that there will be a lot of intensity in September. So keep your plans light.
Mm.
Um, if you have a lot on the docket on your calendar for September, maybe go in with like, okay, this could shift, this could change, because
Mhm.
you're not the only one shifting and shuffling your life in
Exactly.
September. And so you might be a part of the thing that someone's reorganizing and saying, I'm going to stop this, but it's been good. It's been fun. We'll see you. We'll see you another time.
Yes.
So just try to flow as much as you can. I mean, we say that always, but September just feels like it packs a lot of punch.
For sure. And when you think about that 9 energy, it's like endings, right? So that's the Virgo. The Virgo rules the intestines, and the intestines are that part of the body that eliminates whatever's in the body that is no longer serving the body. So part of this new moon might be, what do you want to release? Maybe there's too much clutter in your life. Maybe there's too much clutter in your day. What can you release? But I'm tired. Yes, I know, Jax. I know. I know. And when you think about it, we've talked a lot about the North Node in Pisces, about releasing control. And maybe part of what that tired is, Jax, is that you're doing too much. So,
Mm.
and we know you're a Gemini, and Geminis, that it's like you got probably like 10 plates that you're spinning around here. Get rid of a few. Get rid of a few. Yeah. So if you're tired, it means you're doing too much. And the Virgo energy, the new moon is saying release what is no longer serving you in your day to day life. And you're going to be able to release it because the North Node in Pisces, the South Node in Virgo is about releasing control. So if you're doing too much, if you're tired, you're trying to do too much because you're trying to control too much. And what you need to do is cultivate faith.
Mm-hmm.
Do less and trust that everything is going to work out somehow, some way.
I have the perfect example
Yes.
from today. So, I will be out of the office for several days in September. And the original plan was I'm just going to pre record a bunch of stuff. And as I sat with the energy today, I was like, nope. What's my other plan? And so I asked Scott and I asked another person. I'm not going to mention the other person in case they say no. And that other person will be listening to this video. Um, but I asked both of them, hey, do you think you could do these while I'm out of the office? So teach astrology or do
Mm-hmm.
this or do that. And it's like, I'm bringing awesome content to my audience, but also doesn't put me in this predicament in September that's like, I have to hurry up and get everything figured out. Hopefully it works. Hopefully people like it. It's like, nope. The new plan is finding a few people that I trust and love their content and what they do and saying, hey, why don't you help me and step in? And you get to have fun with it too. And then I get to come back not so stressed out about did people like my pre recorded content? So that feels like it fits this theme of like
Totally.
reorganizing my.
Absolutely.
Yes. And
And it's like you're cultivating greater faith in the process. It's like I don't have to be in control of everything. I can just ask Scott to teach these classes, and I'm not going to worry about it. I have faith it's going to work out, and yes.
Yeah.
Amazing, Delisa.
It feels so much better. Like I feel like
Mm.
I'm growing up. Yeah. Yeah. Xavier says it. Good point on asking for
Mm.
help.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
could I? Could I get everything scheduled? Could I record everything? Could I
Yeah.
get everything in the hopper? Absolutely. And it's what I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I'm like, I think I need to think about this differently.
Mm-hmm.
I need to cause less stress in my life. And so I hope that example brings up something for everyone to think about now, about this energy of September that we will be in soon enough, about is there something in my life, maybe it's my day to day, that I could just do a little bit differently that is not going to stress me out like it normally does? Can I choose
Mm-hmm.
differently for myself?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Choose differently or release something or not do something. I'm doing this thing. Yeah, like I'm always recording everything whenever now I don't need to do that now. I can ask for help.
Yeah,
Hmm.
looks like it's bringing stuff up for people in the comments.
Huh.
Uh, yeah, do something differently and take care of yourself. We have Joey here that's saying, asking for help is my nemesis.
Hmm.
Yeah. Michelle's saying, work smarter, not harder. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We all have to do things for ourselves, Eleanor. I completely agree. And yes, my tribe is awesome for helping me. Yes.
Hmm.
So more to come on that and what that'll all entail. I'll let everybody know as we get closer to that. But thought it was an interesting example. Is there
I
anything
love it.
else you want to mention about the astrology before we head over to headlines?
Um. Let's see. I mean, no, I don't think so. And those are the main highlights for the week. I mean, next week we'll talk about Venus transiting into Leo, but we don't need to talk about that now. I think the key is just this weekend as we get to the new moon, just focus on how you want to reorganize your life, what you want to release, so that you can get organized.
Yes.
Yeah, and avoid that burnout. Exactly.
Yes. Yes. As Ellen is saying, release control and allowing faith to take the wheel.
That's it. That's it. It's like that meme. You've seen it on the socials, where like when Jesus takes the wheel and it's some long-haired guy that like just drives the car off road and is like bumping around everywhere.
Sometimes I
It's all
feel like that.
chaotic. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And I think that that's the part of the story where it's like with that meme and him going out of control and crazy, it's like dot 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 and it's okay.
Yes, exactly.
And it's okay.
Exactly.
Like
Yes.
I always try to ask myself, and I haven't been upset about something in a long time that like really gets to my core. But I remember years ago, I would stress out about all kinds of stuff. And my question to myself would be, is this going to matter a week from now? If
Mm,
the answer was yes, is it going to matter a month from now? Okay,
mm,
how about a year from now? And I
mm-hmm.
would just keep taking it out and taking it out to give me that perspective that eventually this thing that is so hard on me right now is not going to be hard forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mm.
Okay. Let's talk about some headlines. So, a couple of these are just fascinating. The
Yeah.
pioneering therapy that could roll back the rigors of aging. Mitochondrial transplantation in humans could help treat incurable diseases and keep bodies younger for longer. I think
Sign
we
me
are.
up.
Yeah. We're going to be living longer. That I think is one of the pros of artificial intelligence and how we'll be
Mm-hmm.
working with technology and the advancement in science and cures and this I was like, heck yes, like I'm finally seeing it in a headline what I've been seeing psychically for so long.
Mm.
Um, do you see anything in the astrology themes? I know some of the outer planets,
Yeah,
they
I
have,
think it is that
yeah,
outer planet energy with like Uranus, the planet of revolution or innovation, aligning with Neptune. the planet of dreams and fantasies. I mean, these look like kind of like Neptunian creatures here, nebulous bodies. But, Neptune is also about disease and health. And so with Uranus aligning with Neptune, I think that might have something to do with this here. And I think of Uranus as the pioneer. It, rules Aquarius, which is symbolized by the water bear who invented the jug, and Neptune is about healing and it rules hospitals and health. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we also have Virgo, which is the other side of health, as well, with this
Mhm.
new moon coming up. So,
Yep,
yeah.
and the big eclipse energy. Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
There's a lot I think that's going to be activated around health and healing. And I
yes.
don't think it's something we're going to have to wait a long time for. I think a lot of this is probably already here or on
Oh
the
yeah.
verge of being here. So
Yes.
that's
Well,
another silver lining, There's a lot to be happy about and what's coming in the future. So this would be one of them is
like I've said,
yeah.
many times with Pluto and Aquarius, and we could also mention Pluto and Aquarius with this as well, because Pluto's the god of death, Aquarius is the sign of innovation. But over the next 20 years, technology is gonna evolve like going from the light bulb to the iPhone in 20
Mhm.
years.
Mhm.
There's going to be incredible advancements that are going to just blow our minds.
Yes. And we're
Hmm.
here for it. We're here for it. We
Yes.
get to witness it firsthand. Okay, so this one I selected because I thought it was fascinating how Pete Hegseth's zeal to bring religiosity to the Pentagon is dividing the military. So this is an article about combining military and religion. And so
Hmm.
I know that there are things happening astrologically that correlate with different aspects we've had during wartime. And I know there's a lot happening with these bigger questions about God or origins or who we are and religion. And so this one combined the two of
Mm.
some people are for religion in military and some are not. So it just lends to this bigger conversation I think we'll be having collectively around religion and where religion will be or not be. So how does this correlate to astrology?
Neptune and Aries. It's the ideological planet in the sign of the self. So he is imposing his ideological views on the greater expansive nature of the military. So you've got Uranus in Aquarius, which is the planet of revolution in the sign that rules the mind. You've got Pluto in Aquarius, the planet of transformation in the sign that rules the group, which would be the military here. And you've got Neptune, the planet of dreams or idealization, fantasy, ideology in the sign that rules the self. So those three combined together is what's bringing this about from my perspective.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll see more headlines about religion and different religious leaders. And yeah, we're going to be
Oh
seeing a
yeah.
lot of that, not just with military, but just
Yes.
in general.
Oh yeah. Yes.
The fake gurus or
Hmm.
cults. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen anything in the news about some big cult that's done something.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, just
Maybe
feels like
once Neptune moves out of Aries into Pisces and then comes back into Aries for the long haul, maybe that's when
yeah.
it will happen.
Yeah, it just feels like it's on the edge of coming
Hmm.
out in a news story. So hopefully, hopefully it's nothing terrible. But yeah, we will see
Hmm.
what happens. But interesting
Yes.
theme. Okay, so this would be maybe Uranus and Gemini. I'm thinking about news media. And MSNBC is going to change its name and lose the peacock logo. The cable news network will adopt the new name MS Now, which Not sure who picked that ahead of its spinoff from NBC Universal. So I think someone needs some coaching on branding and naming things. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Uranus and in Gemini here, you would think they would come up with a more unique or a better name, but
or
you
not name
know,
your news after an
Microsoft.
an autoimmune disorder, MS now.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Exactly.
There's a
See?
couple things you can play off of
Wow.
this. I'm like,
Yeah, multiple
no.
sclerosis
Yeah.
now.
Oh my
Multiple
God.
sclerosis now.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
It's yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got. So I'm thinking Uranus and Gemini. Do you think it's something else?
Oh no, I agree with you. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
mercy. Call me
And
next
also,
time.
it could be like Neptune and Aries again, just like the delusion where
Mm.
like, no, this is a great title. This is amazing. This is it. I got it. They're not seeing the grander scheme here. They're not doing a chat GPT search and saying like, if I name on my news station MS Now, what other names could that be configured into as an acronym? Is what the MS meaning? I'm sure it would say uh, multiple sclerosis, and it'd be like, yeah, that's not going to work.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Better luck next time. Okay.
Yes,
Let's see what we got. Maybe that name will be changed again when everyone starts
probably.
telling them it
And
was a
it's coming
horrible
out
idea.
during Mercury in its retrograde shadow too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They might redo that name. Okay, so this was a Big Apple emergency. Times Square evacuated after a bomb scare. The squad rushed into scene after a suspicious device. So I think it just kind of points to the intensity of the energy right now. Is there anything that calls out to you astrologically around like a bomb scare or
What day was this? Do you know what day that was?
uh, oh, I think I pulled them all yesterday, so 18th.
But that's when the bomb scare was, or
I
was
think
it
it was yesterday. It
okay,
came over on
yesterday?
Associated Press,
Huh.
but I
I
would
mean,
say either Sunday
yesterday
or
was
Monday.
the moon. The moon was squaring Neptune and Saturn from Cancer, so maybe that brought about some sort of tension. Uranus is the one that always comes up with the unexpected
Mm,
nature of things, but it's just been aligning with all the planets that we keep talking about: Neptune, Saturn, Pluto.
yeah.
So I just look at like the quicker moving planets, like where the moon was. The moon also uh, was squaring Mars yesterday and today, and that's the god of war. And Mars
Mm,
is aligning with Mercury, so communication, coordination, merchants and thieves
oh,
in Leo. So maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah, and we'd have
yeah.
to. I should have looked at New York's chart to see. Do I have New York here? Let me see real quick. So, New York. There's a couple different charts for New York, but if I'm
Mm,
looking at the one from 1898, anything jump out at me here? I mean, Mars is crossing the ascendant of
okay.
New York, so
Yeah.
maybe that's something to do with it. Um, what else could it be? Yeah, Mars crossing the ascendant.
Yeah.
Uranus. New York was born with Uranus at 1 degree in Sagittarius. So
Oh,
right now, Uranus is opposite. New York is going through its Uranus opposite Uranus, with Neptune and Saturn forming a trine to Uranus and Pluto forming a sextile to Uranus. So that brings up a lot of sudden, unexpected energy with New York.
yep.
And Chiron is conjunct New York's moon at 26
Mm,
degrees. And so maybe this might not be the end of
yeah.
whatever's happening to the Big Apple right now.
I
Maybe
agree. I think
there's more.
there'll be more. There'll be
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychically, I feel like there will be.
Yeah.
Pregnancy robots could give birth to human children in revolutionary breakthrough and a game changer for infertile couples. So I think about Cancer, the sign of the family, but I also think about Aquarius,
Mm.
the future. So
Yes.
when I saw this, I was so excited. There are so many
Mm.
people that can't have children that want children. Maybe IVF hasn't worked for them. So when I
Mm.
saw this, it just felt hopeful that there would be yet
Mm.
another option for people that want to have children. I don't know how a pregnancy robot works,
Yeah.
but it just felt like, ooh, there's something different that's being explored and developed.
Oh,
So
for sure.
yeah, what do you think?
No, I love what you said about, all the planets in Cancer, with the moon in Cancer yesterday and today, and Jupiter and Venus in Cancer. And then, of course, all the other planets, the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto, bringing some wild inventions into reality right now. Yeah.
I love it. So more to
Yes.
come on that. Just another tech breakthrough, like the first article we talked about with
Exactly.
prolonging
Exactly.
life. It's like, okay, well, we're
Yes.
going to live longer and we're going to have new ways of bringing new babies and new souls that want to have a Earth school experience.
Yes. Amazing.
Okay, so this is about the flag fury, moment warped Russian soldiers when they taunt Ukraine by flying an American flag into battle ahead of the Zelensky Trump talk. So this was just ahead of everything that's been going on at the White House and Russian soldiers taunting Ukraine with the American flag. It's like, hey,
Mm.
we've got them on our side. The US is on our side, right? So it's just kind of this like down and dirty war tactic that feels really gross. But I think it goes and speaks to what you've been already discussing about like Saturn and Neptune, perhaps.
Yes. It makes me sad. This
Hmm.
is, I don't know. I feel sad and disappointed by this, but yeah, I feel like it has something to do with Saturn and Neptune and Aries, and Uranus in Aquarius. Although those four outer planets, Pluto or Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, those four planets. I mean, I think are bringing this because it's very unexpected. It's a surprise. It's out of the ordinary. It's different. Like, wait, Russian troops flying American flags going into battle with Ukraine. Uh, that's unusual.
Hmm.
It's different. It's against the norm, which is a very Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini aligning with that point as well. Um, yeah, and then the ideation of being right about
Hmm.
something. So yeah,
Yeah. Woo. There'll be more that
so
comes out
sad.
about this. Yeah, because then
Yes.
I think most of us have heard updates by now just about Trump meeting with Putin and then European leaders coming together in support of Zelensky. So, just more articles about the progression of talks and potential negotiations that stick. But I think I don't know, psychically and maybe astrologically, there's just so much more that war and the feeling of war that still feels very present, that
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like it's over.
No.
Um, so I'm very hesitant about getting optimistic about a ceasefire deal that sticks, because I think we're far from over when it comes to war.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely far from over. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And also just thinking in terms of Zelensky's chart, because he was born with the sun and Venus at 5 degrees in Aquarius. So, in the next couple of years here, Pluto is going to form a conjunction with his sun and Venus. That
Ooh.
happens in next year and 2027.
Ooh.
So, what's going to be happening with him? Right now, Pluto is opposing his Mars. He was born with Mars at 0 degrees in Leo.
Oh.
So, no wonder he's been like a leader of a war these last few years with the god of death opposing the god of war in
Hmm.
his chart. So, these are some tense, powerful aspects, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it means moving forward. But yeah, I definitely don't feel encouraged. Like when you have, if that's true, Russian soldiers flying American flags into battle against Ukraine, that doesn't feel like peace.
Yeah. 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 And who are they getting that order from? Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Did they just decide to do that on their own?
Yeah. For funsies, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously sarcastically, but like, what? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, this is what war looks like in 2025, apparently.
Hmm.
Just very different. The energy just
Yes.
feels super weird. Um, yeah. But I also wasn't alive in World War One or World War Two or the Vietnam War, so I can't speak to what that felt like then.
Hmm.
But just it's almost like a new warfare game is what I feel psychically,
Hmm.
even compared
Yeah,
to other wars we've had before. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then our last article is about the National Guard headed to DC. Apparently, they are preparing to carry weapons. This has been in the news for the last several days, but it's a story that hasn't stopped yet, so I
Hmm.
included it. We've talked about this. I've channeled messages psychically about troops being on the streets more and having more military presence on the streets. So it didn't surprise me when this happened several days ago
Hmm.
and it was announced the National Guard was going to be there, but it's still, unsettling. I don't live in DC. I haven't heard from anyone that lives there and what this looks like or feels like or what's happening. So I'm just going off of, what I see in mainstream media, but I do think it's worth bringing forward. So what do you get from this?
Everything that I feel like a
Yeah.
broken record,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this is this is exactly what we've been talking about for weeks now. When we talked about the aspects between Saturn and Neptune in Aries, and then aligning with Chiron in Gemini, and then bringing Pluto in Aquarius. It's like this is what you see historically, and this is what I've written about in the Substack, is how there is a lot of nationalism that comes up during these periods, and you have historical examples of major nations like the United States here in this instance, where it's like consolidating forces, pulling back the energy, and it's like, this is not going to be happening in my town,
Mm.
Washington DC. When I'm in Washington DC, the streets are going to be clean, and it's going to be this way, and if I have to bring the National Guard in to take care of business, and that's what I'm going to do. It's just very in line with the astrology.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of it feels like it is repetitive. But I do think it's good to look at the examples and how it's aligning with astrology so that we can take astrology and apply it to what's happening. We can see these real
Hmm.
life examples of how that's playing out. I
Yes,
think you have to get going in a
I
minute.
do.
So
Yes.
let people know you're obviously an astrologer and a podcaster. You've got your Substack, you've got your website, theweeklytransit.com. You have
Yep.
classes that you teach, you have private sessions. Everything's over at
Yes.
theweeklytransit.com. Did I miss anything?
Exactly. No, that's it. Thank you so much, Delisa. So great to see you and connect with
Same.
you as always. And thank you to the audience and everyone here. Really appreciate all the well wishes and support for Gabriella and me. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next week.
Yay! Go enjoy your class and we'll see you soon, Scott. Thanks for
Thank you,
everything. And
Delisa.
again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. We'll see
Bye.
you. Bye. Oh, he's so awesome. You know what? It's so fun to come on here and talk about, him getting married and his photo shoot at the Cracker Barrel. And I would just have that conversation, by myself with Scott because I think he's an amazing person and we're friends. But it just adds this other layer to it when we can come on and have a conversation about life and we have our extended community here. So I really do appreciate everybody jumping on and being a part of the episode, whether you were here live commenting and trying to get up that leaderboard on YouTube for your points to see who got first, second, and third. That's just a fun thing that YouTube started. Or if you're watching the replay and you want to drop us a comment, I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't done so already, you know the drill. Give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And as always, if you do have someone in your life that you think would appreciate this kind of content, Scott and I would love for you to share it with those in your life. So please send the link to them. We'd love to welcome them into the bigger family that we're creating here. A couple of quick announcements before I pull the winner of this week's personalized tarot report. We have Mediumship 101. This class is coming up next week. It is quickly approaching. There are 109 people enrolled in this class. You can come on live with me next Wednesday night. Or if you can't make Wednesday night, I would still enroll so you get the full replay, because you get to name your own price until August 27th or when it sells out, whatever happens first. But then after that, it converts to $35 to take the on-demand version of the class. So come learn how to connect with people that have passed away that you've loved so dearly, pets that have passed away that you would like to connect with. It'll be very straightforward, all skill levels, safe and easy. So it'll be a great experience. And we have some mediumship that we'll be practicing with in class. And you get to just come with your pen and paper and practice tuning into these different readings that we're going to do together and see what comes up. And it'll be very like interactive class. So join me for that. You can go to spiritandspark.com, click on classes, and it's right there. And join the over 100 people that have already enrolled. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one, because I know all of us want to connect with a person or a pet that's passed away. Reminder that I am teaching a 10-week business accelerator for anyone that wants to start or grow a business. Really, if you're looking to do like a spiritual-based business, a service-based business, like card reading, astrology, numerology, anything, Reiki, if you feel like you want to start or grow a business, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of how I make my company work, and the successes that I've had, and frankly, the pitfalls to avoid. So add yourself to the interest list. It's over at spiritandspark.com. Click on business class. Add yourself to that interest list so that you are among the first to learn about enrollment in that. And the first group of people that enroll will get $1,800 worth of bonuses. So if you want to take like a really awesome business class, but you don't want to go get an MBA and you don't want to pay $10,000 like I have to go through a business class, then this is for you. And maybe you know somebody that this is a good fit for. Please send them over to my website to get on that interest list, because enrollment's going to open in just the coming days. So I'm looking forward to teaching that. I love teaching business classes. Love it. So much fun. Okay. I think I went through all my updates. Let me type my email address into the chat here. I'm going to pull a winner for this week's 12-month tarot report. If you are new to the show, welcome. I pull a winner each week where if you were here live, there goes my bauble in the jar. If you were here live and you commented on the live stream, you get your bauble in this jar. I will pull out a winner. The name will exactly match that of your YouTube screen name. And you have until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time tonight, August 19th, 2025, to email me and claim your tarot report. That's where I will shuffle my cards and create a 12-month report that's got what the energy is and the journaling prompts and affirmations and all the good stuff. So without further ado, I'm on my own for the drum roll today. So if you feel like doing it on your side of the screen, let's do it. Drum roll, please. Here we go. It's me. We knew that was going to happen. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can hit the button again. I am this week's big winner. I already made myself a 12-month report. Okay. Trina Payton, you are this week's winner. Trina Payton, you have until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time tonight. Send me that email, claim your prize. And so thank you to everybody. Hopefully we'll be broadcasting on Facebook Live again next week, as well as YouTube. There was just a glitch with Facebook today, so that's why we're only on YouTube. So hopefully we'll be back on both next week if you prefer one over the other. But I appreciate all of you. Go have an amazing week. Don't forget to be courageous, live from the center of your heart, and remember that it's okay to believe in the silver linings. It's okay to be happy. We deserve that. So, all right, everybody, go have rest of your day. I hope it's awesome, and we'll see you soon. Bye.